Section 3 of
The Oresteia. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Oresteia by Aeschylus. Translated by E.D.A. Morshead.
Section 3
The Libation Bearers.
Part 1.
The scene is the tomb of Agamemnon at Mycenae. Afterwards, the palace of Atreus, hard by the tomb.
Lord of the shades, and patron of the realm that erst my father swayed, list now my prayer, Hermes, and save me with thine aiding arm, me, who from banishment returning stand on this my country. Lo, my foot is set on this grave mound, and herald-like, as thou, once and again, I bid my father hear. And these twin locks from mine head shorn I bring, and once Inachus, the river god, my young life's nurturer, I dedicate. And one in sign of mourning unfulfilled I lay, though late, on this my father's grave. For, O my father, not beside thy corse stood I to wail thy death, nor was my hand stretched out to bear thee forth to burial. What sight is yonder? What this women throng hitherward coming, by their sable garb made manifest as mourners? What hath chanced? Does some new sorrow hap within the home? Or rightly may I deem that they draw near bearing libations, such as soothe the ire of dead men angered, to my father's grave? Nay, such they are indeed, for I descry Electra mine own sister pacing hither, in moody grief conspicuous. Grant, O Zeus, grant me my father's murder to avenge! Be thou my willing champion! Pylates, pass we aside, till rightly I discern wherefore these women throng in suppliance.
Pylades and Orestes exit. Enter the chorus bearing vessels for libation. Electra follows them. They pace slowly towards the tomb of Agamemnon.
Forth from the royal halls by high command, I bear libations for the dead. Rings on my smitten breast my smiting hand, and all my cheek is rent and red, fresh furrowed by my nails, and all my soul this many a day doth feed on cries of dole, and trailing tatters of my vest, in looped and windowed raggedness forlorn, having rent around my breast, even as I, by blows of fate most stern, saddened and torn. Oracular through visions, ghastly clear, bearing a blast of wrath from realms below, and, stiffening each rising hair with dread, came out of dreamland fear, and, loud and awful, bade the shriek ring out at midnight's witching hour, and brooded, stern with woe, above the inner house, the woman's bower. And seers, inspired, did read the dream on oath, chanting aloud, in realms below the dead are wroth against their slayers, yet their ire doth glow. Therefore, to bear this gift of graceless worth, O earth, my nursing mother, the woman God accursed doth send me forth, lest one crime bring another. Ill is the very word to speak, for none can ransom or atone for blood once shed and darkening the plain. O hearth of woe and bane, O state that low doth lie, sunless, accursed of men, the shadows brood above the home of murdered majesty. Rumor of might, unquestioned, unsubdued, pervading ears and soul of lesser men, is silent now, and dead. Yet rolls a viler dread, for bliss and power, however won, as gods, and more than gods, dazzle our mortal ken. Justice doth mark, with scales that swiftly sway, some that are yet in light, others in interspace of day and night, till fate arouse them, stay. And some are lapped in night, where all things are undone. On the life-giving lap of earth, blood hath flowed forth, and now the seed of vengeance clots the plain, unmelting, uneffaced the stain. And Ate tarries long, but at the last the sinner's heart is cast into pervading, waxing pangs of pain. Lo, when man's force doth ope the virgin doors, there is nor cure nor hope for what is lost. Even so, I deem, though in one channel ran earth's every stream, laving the land defiled from murder's stain, it were vain. And upon me, ah me, the gods have laid the woe that wrapped round Troy. What time they let down from home and kin unto a slave's employ, the doom to bow the head and watch our master's will, work deeds of good and ill, to see the headlong sway of force and sin, and hold restrained the spirit's bitter hate, wailing the monarch's fruitless fate, hiding my face within my robe, and fain of tears, and chilled with frost of hidden pain.
Handmaidens, orders of the palace halls, since at my side ye come, a suppliant train, companions of this offering, counsel me as best befits the time. For I, who pour upon the grave these streams funeral, with what fair word can I evoke my sire? Shall I aver, behold, I bear these gifts from well-beloved wife unto her well-beloved lord, when 'tis from her, my mother, that they come? I dare not say it. Of all words I fail wherewith to consecrate unto my sire these sacrificial honours on his grave. Or shall I speak this word, as mortals use? Give back to those who send these coronal full recompense of ills for acts malign? Or shall I pour this draught for earth to drink, sans word or reverence, as my sire was slain, and homeward pass with unreverted eyes, casting the bowl away, as one who flings the household cleansings to the common road? Be art in part, O friends, in this my doubt, even as ye are in that one common hate whereby we live attended. Fear ye not the wrath of any man, nor hide your word within your breast. The day of death and doom awaits alike the freeman and the slave. Speak then if aught thou knowest to aid us more.
Thou biddest, I will speak my soul's thoughts out, revering as a shrine thy father's grave.
Say then thy say, as thou his tomb reverest.
Speak solemn words to them that love, and poor.
And of his kin whom dare I name as kind?
Thyself, and next whoever Aegisthus scorns.
Then 'tis myself and thou my prayer must name.
Whoever they be, 'tis thine to know and name them.
Is there no other we may claim as ours?
Think of Orestes, though far off he be.
Right well in this too hast thou schooled my thought.
Mindfully, next, on those who shed the blood.
Pray on them what? Expound, instruct my doubt.
This, upon them some god or mortal come.
As judge or as avenger, speak thy thought.
Pray in set terms. Who shall the slayer slay?
Beseemeth it to ask such boon of heaven?
How not? To wreak a wrong upon a foe.
O mighty Hermes, warder of the shades, herald of upper and under world, proclaim and usher down my prayer's appeal unto the gods below, that they with eyes watchful behold these halls, my sires of old, and unto earth, the mother of all things, and foster nurse and womb that takes their seed. Lo, I that pour these draughts for men now dead, call on my father, who yet holds in ruth me and mine own Orestes. Father, speak! How shall thy children rule thine halls again? Homeless we are and sold, and she who sold is she who bore us, and the price she took is he who joined with her to work thy death. Aegisthus, her new lord, behold me here brought down to slave's estate, and far away wanders Orestes, banished from the wealth that once was thine, the profit of thy care, whereon these revel in a shameful joy. Father, my prayer is said, 'tis thine to hear. Grant that some fair fate bring Orestes home, and unto me grant these, a purer soul than is my mother's, a more stainless hand. These be my prayers for us. For thee, O sire, I cry that one may come to smite thy foes, and that the slayers may in turn be slain. Cursed is their prayer, and thus I bar its path, praying mine own a counter curse on them. And thou, send up to us the righteous boon for which we pray. Thine aids be heaven and earth, and justice guide the right to victory.
Electra addresses the chorus.
Thus I have prayed, and thus I shed these streams, and follow ye the wont, and as with flowers crown ye with many a tear, and cry the dirge, your lips ring out above the dead man's grave.
She pours the libations.
Woe, woe, woe! Let the teardrop fall, plashing on the ground, where our Lord lies low. Fall and cleanse away the cursed libation stain, shed on this grave mound, fenced wherein together gifts of good or bane from the dead are found. Lord of Argos, hearken! Though around thee darken mist of death and hell, arise and hear. Hearken and awaken to our cry of woe. Who, with might of spear, shall our home deliver? Who, like Ares, bend until it quiver, bend the northern bow? Who, with hand upon the hilt, himself will thrust with glaive, thrust and slay and save?
Lo, the earth drinks them, to my sire they pass. Learn ye with me of this thing new and strange.
Speak thou, my breast doth palpitate with fear.
I see upon the tomb a curl new shorn.
Shorn from what man, or what deep-girded maid?
That may he guess who will, the sign is plain.
Let me learn this of thee. Let youth prompt age.
None is there here but I to clip such gift.
For they who thus should mourn him hate him sore.
And lo, in truth, the hair exceedingly like
to what locks, and whose? Instruct me that.
Like unto those my father's children wear.
Then is this lock Orestes' secret gift?
Most like it is unto the curls he wore.
Yet how dared he to come unto his home?
He hath but sent it, clipped to mourn his sire.
It is a sorrow grievous as his death, that he should live, yet never dare return.
Yea, and my heart overflows with gall of grief, and I am pierced as with a cleaving dart. Like to the first drops after drought, my tears fall down at will, a bitter bursting tide. As on this lock I gaze, I cannot deem that any Argive save Orestes' self was ever lord thereof, nor well I wot hath she, the murderess, shorn and laid this lock to mourn him whom she slew. My mother she, bearing no mother's heart but to her race, a loathing spirit, loathed itself of heaven. Yet to affirm as utterly made sure that this adornment cometh of the hand of mine Orestes, brother of my soul, I may not venture, yet hope flatters fair. Ah, well a day that this dumb hair had voice to glad mine ears, as might a messenger, bidding me sway no more twixt fear and hope, clearly commanding, cast me hence away, clipped was I from some head thou lovest not. Or I am kin to thee, and here as thou, I come to weep and deck our father's grave. Aid me, ye gods, for well indeed ye know how in the gale and countergale of doubt, like to the seaman's bark, we whirl and stray. But if God will our life, how strong shall spring from seed how small the new tree of our home! Lo ye, a second sign! These footsteps look like to my own, a corresponsive print. And look, another footmark, this his own, and that the foot of one who walked with him. Mark how the heel and tendon's print combined measured exact with mine coincident. Alas, for doubt and anguish rack my mind.
Orestes approaches suddenly.
Pray thou, in gratitude for prayers fulfilled, fair fall the rest of what I ask of heaven.
Wherefore, what win I from the gods by prayer?
This, that thine eyes behold thy heart's desire.
On whom of mortals knowest thou that I call?
I know thy yearning for Orestes deep.
Say then, where an event hath crowned my prayer.
I am he, seek not one more akin.
Some fraud, O stranger, weavest thou for me?
Against myself I weave it, if I weave.
Ah, thou hast mind to mock me in my woe.
'Tis at mine own I mock then, mocking thine.
Speak I with thee then as Orestes' self?
My very face thou seest and knowest me not. And yet but now when thou didst see the lock shorn from my father's grave, and when thy quest was eager on the footprints I had made, even I, thy brother, shaped and sized as thou, fluttered thy spirit as at sight of me. Lay now this ringlet whence 'twas shorn, and judge, and look upon this robe, thine own hand's work, the shuttle prints, the creature wrought thereon. Refrain thyself, nor prudence lose in joy, for well I wot our kin are less than kind.
Oh, thou that art unto our father's home, love, grief, and hope, for thee the tears ran down, for thee the son, the saviour that should be, trust thou thine arm, and win thy father's halls. O aspect sweet of fourfold love to me, whom upon thee the heart's constraint bids call, as on my father, and the claim of love from me unto my mother turns to thee, for she is very hate. To thee too turns, what of my heart went out to her who died a ruthless death upon the altar stone. And for myself I love thee, thee that wast a brother leal, sole stay of love to me. Now by thy side be strength and right, and Zeus Saviour Almighty stand to aid the twain.
Zeus! Zeus! Look down on our estate, and us, the orphan brood of him our eagle sire, whom to his death a fearful serpent brought enwinding him in coils. And we, bereft and foodless, sink with famine, all too weak to bear unto the eyrie, as he bore, such quarry as he slew. Lo, I and she, Electra, stand before thee, fatherless, and each alike cast out and homeless made.
And if thou leave to death the brood of him, whose altar blazed for thee, whose reverence was thine, all thine, whence in the after years shall any hand like his adorn thy shrine with sacrifice of flesh? The eaglet slain, thou wouldest have a messenger to bear thine omens once so clear to mortal men. So if this kingly stock be withered all, none on high festivals will fend thy shrine. Stoop thou to raise us, strong the race shall show, thou puny now it seems, and fallen low.
O children, saviours of your father's home, beware ye of your words, lest one should hear and bear them. For the tongue hath lust to tell unto our masters, whom God grant to me in pitchy reeks of funeral flame to see.
Nay, mighty is Apollo's oracle, and shall not fail me, whom it bade to pass through all this peril. Clear the voice rang out with many warnings, sternly threatening to my hot heart the wintry chill of pain, unless upon the slayers of my sire I pressed for vengeance. This is the god's command, that I, in ire for home and wealth despoiled, should with a craft like theirs the slayers slay, else with my very life I should atone this deed undone, in many a ghastly wise, for he proclaimed unto the ears of men that offerings poured to angry power of death exude again, unless their will be done, as grim disease on those that poured them forth, as leprous ulcers mounting on the flesh, and with fell fangs corroding what of old wore natural form, and on the brow arise white poisoned hairs, the crown of this disease. He spake moreover of assailing fiends, empowered to quit on me my father's blood, wreaking their wrath on me, what time and night beneath shut lids the spirit's eye sees clear. The dart that flies in darkness, sped from hell by spirits of the murdered dead, who call unto their kin for vengeance! Formless fear, the night tide's visitant, and madness's curse, should drive and rack me, and my tortured frame should be chased forth from man's community, as with the brazen scorpions of the scourge. For me and such as me no lustral bowl should stand, no spilth of wine be poured to God for me, and wrath unseen of my dead sire should drive me from the shrine. No man should dare to take me to his hearth, nor dwell with me. Slow, friendless, cursed of all should be mine end, and pitiless horror wind me for the grave. This spake the god, this dare I disobey? Yea, though I dared, the deed must yet be done, for to that end diverse desires combine, the god's behest, deep grief for him who died, and last, the grievous blank of wealth despoiled. All these weigh on me, urge that Argive men, minions of valor, who with soul of fire did make of fenced Troy a ruinous heap, be not left slaves to two and each a woman, for he, the man, wears woman's heart. If not, soon shall he know, confronted by a man.
Orestes, Electra, and the chorus gather round the tomb of Agamemnon for the invocation which follows.
Mighty fates, on you we call. Bid the will of Zeus ordain power to those to whom again justice turns with hand and aid. Grievous was the prayer one made, grievous let the answer fall. Where the mighty doom is set, justice claims aloud her debt. Who in blood hath dipped the steel, deep in blood her meed shall feel. List an immemorial word, whosoever shall take the sword shall perish by the sword.
Father, unblessed in death, O Father mine, what breath of word or deed can I waft on thee from this far confine unto thy lowly bed? Waft upon thee, in midst of darkness lying, hope's countergleam of fire? Yet the loud dirge of praise brings grace undying unto each parted sire.
O child, the spirit of the dead, although upon his flesh have fed the grim teeth of the flame, is quelled not. After many days, the sting of wrath his soul shall raise, a vengeance to reclaim. To the dead rings loud our cry, plain the living's treachery, swelling, shrilling, urged on high. The vengeful dirge for parents shall strive and shall attain.
Hear me too, even me, O Father, hear! Not by one child alone these groans, these tears are shed upon thy sepulchre. Each where thou art lowly laid, stands a suppliant homeless maid. Ah, and all is full of ill, comfort is there none to say? Strive and wrestle as we may, still stands doom invincible.
Nay, if so he will, the God, still our tears to joy can turn. He can bid a triumph ode, drown the dirge beside this urn. He to kingly halls can greet the child restored, the homeward guided feet.
Ah, my father, hadst thou lain under Ilion's wall, by some Lycian spearman slain, thou hadst left in this thine hall honor. Thou hadst wrought for us fame and life most glorious. Overseas if thou hadst died, heavily had stood thy tomb, heaped on high. But, quenched in pride, grief were light unto thy home.
Loved and honored hast thou lain by the dead that nobly fell. In the underworld again, where are throned the kings of hell. Full of sway adorable, thou hast stood at their right hand, thou that wert, in mortal land, by fate's ordinance and law, King of kings, who bear the crown and the staff, to which, in awe, mortal men bow down.
Nay, O father, I were fain other fate had fallen on thee. Ill it were if thou hadst slain one among the common slain, fallen by Scamander's side. Those who slew thee there should be, then untouched by slavery. We had heard as from afar deaths of those who would have died mid the chance of war.
O child, forbear. Things all too high thou sayest, easy but vain thy cry. A boon above all gold is that thou prayest, an unreached destiny, as of the blessed land that far aloof beyond the north wind lies. Ye doth your double prayer ring loud reproof. A double scourge of sighs awakes the dead. The avengers rise, though late. Blood stains the guilty pride of the accursed who roll on earth, and fate stands on the children's side.
That hath sped through mine ears like a shaft from a bow. Zeus, Zeus, it is thou who dost send from below a doom on the desperate doer. Ere long on a mother a father shall visit his wrong.
Be it mine to upraise through the reek of the pyre the chant of the light, while the funeral fire devoureth the corpse of a man that is slain, and the woman laid low. For who bids me conceal it, outrending control, blows ever stern blast of hate through my soul, and before me a vision of wrath and of bane flits and waves to and fro.
Zeus, thou alone to us art parent now. Smite with a rending blow upon their heads, and bid the land be well. Set right where wrong hath stood, and thou give ear, O earth, unto my prayer. Yea, hear, O Mother Earth, and monarchy of hell.
Nay, the law is sternly set. Blood drops shed upon the ground plead for other bloodshed yet. Loud the call of death doth sound, calling guilt of olden time, a fury crowning crime with crime.
Where are ye, avenging powers, puissant Furies of the slain? Behold the relics of the race of Atreus, thrust from pride of place. O Zeus, what home henceforth is ours, what refuge to attain?
Lo, at your will my heart throbs, wildly stirred. Now I am lorn with sadness, darkened in all my soul, to hear your sorrow's word. Anon to hope, the seat of strength, I rise. She, thrusting grief away, lifts up mine eyes to the new dawn of gladness.
Skills it to tell of aught save wrong on wrong, wrought by our mother's deed? Though now she fawn for pardon, sternly strong standeth our wrath, and will nor hear nor heed. Her children's soul is wolfish, born from hers, and softens not by prayers.
I dealt upon my breast the blow that Asian mourning women know. Wails from my breast the funeral cry, the Scythian weeping melody, stretched rendingly forth to tatter and tear. My clenched hands wander here and there, from head to breast, distraught with blows, throb dizzily my brows.
Aweless in hate, O mother sternly brave, as in a foeman's grave thou laidest in earth a king, but to the bier no citizen drew near. Thy husband, thine, yet for his obsequies thou badest no wail. Arise!
Alas, the shameful burial thou dost speak. Yet I the vengeance of his shame will wreak. That do the gods command, that shall achieve mine hand. Grant me to thrust her life away, and I will dare to die.
List thou the deed hewn down and foully torn, he to the tomb was borne. Yea, by her hand, the deed who wrought, with like dishonor to the grave was brought. And by her hand she strove, with strong desire, thy life to crush, O child, by murder of thy sire. Bethink thee, hearing of the shame, the pain, wherewith that sire was slain.
Yea, such was the doom of my sire. Well a day I was thrust from his side. As a dog from the chamber they thrust me away, and in place of my laughter rose sobbing in tears, as in darkness I lay. O father, if this word can pass to thine ears, to thy soul let it reach and abide.
Let it pass, let it pierce, through the sense of thine ear, to thy soul, where in silence it waiteth the hour. The past is accomplished, but rouse thee to hear what the future prepareth. Awake and appear, our champion, in wrath and in power.
O Father, to thy loved ones come in aid.
With tears I call on thee.
Listen and rise to light. Be thou with us, be thou against the foe. Swiftly this cry arises. Even so, pray we the loyal band, as we have prayed.
Let their might meet with mine, and their right with my right.
O ye gods, it is yours to decree.
Ye call unto the dead, I quake to hear. Fate is ordained of old, and shall fulfill your prayer.
Alas, the inborn curse that haunts our home, of Aetes' blood-stained scour, the tuneless sound. Alas, the deep insufferable doom, that stanchless wound.
It shall be stanched. The task is ours. Not by a stranger's, but by kindred hand, shall be chased forth the blood-fiend of our land. Be this our spoken spell, to call earth's nether powers.
Lords of a dark eternity, to you has come the children's cry. Send up from hell, fulfill your aid to them who prayed.
O Father, murdered in unkingly wise, fulfill my prayer, grant me thine halls to sway.
To me too grant this boon, dark death to deal unto Aegisthus, and to 'scape my doom.
So shall the rightful feasts that mortals pay be set for thee. Else, not for thee shall rise the scented reek of altars fed with flesh, but thou shalt lie dishonoured. Hear thou me.
I too, from my full heritage restored, will pour the lustral streams, what time I pass forth as a bride from these paternal halls, and honour first beyond all graves thy tomb.
Earth, send my sire to fend me in the fight.
Give fair-faced fortune, O Persephone.
Bethink thee, Father, in the laver slain.
Bethink thee of the net they handselled for thee.
Bonds not of brass ensnared thee, Father mine.
Yea, the ill craft of an unfolding robe.
By this our bitter speech arise, O sire.
Raise thou thine head at love's last, dearest call.
Yea, speed forth right to aid thy kinsman's cause. Grip for grip let them grasp the foe, if thou willest in triumph to forget thy fall.
Hear me, O Father, once again hear me. Lo, at thy tomb 2 fledglings of thy brood, a man-child and a maid, hold them in ruth, nor wipe them out, the last of Pelops' line, for while they live, thou livest from the dead. Children are memory's voices, and preserve the dead from wholly dying, as a net is ever by the buoyant corks upheld, which save the flex mesh in the depths submerged. Listen, this wail of ours doth rise for thee, and as thou heedest it, thyself art saved.
In sooth, a blameless prayer ye spake at length, the tomb's requital for its dirge denied. Now, for the rest, as thou art fixed to do, take fortune by the hand, and work thy will.
The doom is set, and yet I fain would ask, not swerving from the course of my resolve, wherefore she sends these offerings, and why she softens all too late her cureless deed. An idle boon it was, to send them here unto the dead who recks not such gifts. I cannot guess her thought, but well I ween such gifts are skilless to atone such crime. Be blood once spilled, and idle strife he strives, who seeks with other wealth or wine outpoured to atone the deed. So stands the word, nor fails. Yet would I know her thought. Speak, if thou knowest.
I know it, son, for at her side I stood. 'Twas the night-wandering terror of a dream that flung her shivering from her couch, and bade her, the accursed of God, these offerings send.
Heard ye the dream, to tell it forth aright?
Yea, from herself. Her womb a serpent bare.
What then the sum and issue of the tale?
Even as a swaddled child she lulled the thing.
What? Suckling craved the creature, born full-fanged?
Yet in her dreams she profited the breast.
How? Did the hateful thing not bite her teeth?
Yea, and sucked forth a blood-gout in the milk.
Not vain this dream. It bodes a man's revenge.
Then, out of sleep, she started with a cry, and through the palace, for their mistress' aid, full many lamps that erst lay blind with night, flared into light. Then, even as mourners use, she sends these offerings in hope to win a cure to cleave and sunder sin from doom.
Earth and my father's grave, to you I call. Give this her dream fulfillment, and through me. I read it in each part coincident with what shall be. For mark, that serpent sprang from the same womb as I, in swaddling bands by the same hands was swathed, lipped the same breast, and sucking forth the same sweet mother's milk infused a clot of blood. And in alarm she cried upon her wound the cry of pain. The rede is clear, the thing of dread she nursed, the death of blood she dies, and I, 'tis I, in semblance of a serpent, that must slay her. Thou art my seer, and thus I read the dream.
So do, yet ere thou doest, speak to us, citing some act, some, by not acting, aid.
Brief my command. I bid my sister pass in silence to the house, and all I bid, this my design with wariness conceal, that they who did by craft a chieftain slay, may by like craft and in like noose be ta'en, dying the death which Loxias foretold, Apollo, king and prophet undisproved. I with this warrior Pylades will come in likeness of a stranger, full equipped as travellers come, and at the palace gates will stand, as stranger yet in friendship's bond unto this house allied. And each of us will speak the tongue that round Parnassus sounds, feigning such speech as Phocian voices use. And what if none of those that tend the gates shall welcome us with gladness, since the house with ills divine is haunted? If this hap, we at the gate will bide, till, passing by, some townsman make conjecture and proclaim, How, is Aegisthus there? And knowingly keep suppliants aloof by bolt and bar. Then shall I win my way. And if I cross the threshold of the gate, the palace guard, and find him throned once where my father sat, or if he come anon, and face to face confronting drop his eye from mine, I swear he shall not utter, Who art thou, and whence? Ere my steel leap, and compassed round with death low he shall lie. And thus, full fed with doom, the fury of the house shall drain once more a deep third draught of rich unmingled blood. But thou, O sister, look that all within be well prepared to give these things event. And ye, I say 'twere well to bear a tongue full of fair silence, and of fitting speech as each beseems the time. And last, do thou, Hermes the warder god, keep watch and ward, and guide to victory my striving sword.
Orestes exits with Pylades.
End of section 3.